If the Texans beat the Chiefs without Mahomes, does it count?
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work, work. That's what you say. Hard work, work, work. Earn more pay. Hard work, work. Hard work. Do it every day. Hard work, work. Get up out of quarter to three. Hard work, work. Let it go and earn more pay. Hard work, work. Boots on and lace.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? You're tuned to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Because we do everything for the gram. And make sure you subscribe to the Locked On Texans podcast and to the Locked On Texans YouTube page. What's going on, y'all? Hey, look, I ain't gonna even lie. I just got through listening. So the new Kendrick Lamar album, right? GNX, I can't stop playing that. I listen to it like all the time. Man at the Garden is like my favorite, right? Man at the Garden is like my favorite. I ain't gonna even lie. That's my favorite song on the whole album. And I know people like TV Off. I had a shirt on yesterday that had, when he goes, mustard. That's how I want to come on today and go, Big Sauce. They ain't bad, but somebody gotta do it. Somebody gotta do it. I start to do that, but I like Man at the Garden because Man in the Garden, if y'all haven't heard the new Kendrick Lamar, y'all need to definitely go listen to that because that whole album to me is nice. But Man at the Garden, because he keeps saying, I deserve it all. And that's how I be feeling. I deserve it all. I be feeling that exact same. I like when he say, do you want the shameless me or the famous me? Then he said something about spilling blood. It ain't nothing but paint to me. And then at the end, when he says, why you think you deserve the greatest of all time, mother? I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. So I listened to that. Ever since it came out, I listened to that right before I podcast here and before I podcast on the Locked On Texans podcast. Like I have to have that, like I have to hear the beat and then I have to hear that last part. And so, you know what? I hope YouTube don't demonetize me for this. I hope that, I'm pretty sure they don't want me to play this, and I get it. I understand. But y'all just got to hear this last part. And I'm sorry it's going to have some profanity in it. So I apologize up front. But this is like, I'm just, if y'all need to know where one of the sources where I get my energy from, this is how it is right here. Hold on.
Yes, that's okay with me. I burn this bitch down. Don't you play with me, stay with me. I'm crashing out right now. No one's safe with me. I did it with integrity and niggas still try hate on me. Just wait and see. More blood be spilling. It just paint to me. Dangerously. Nothing changed for me. Still got pain in me.
I'm telling you, this gets me off. Famous me. Me.
Tell me why you think you deserve the greatest of all time, motherfucker.
Oh, every time. And I'm gonna tell you why. That gets me so crunk is because like that's my mindset. That's my mindset I have when I'm in this media space. And then when I'm out of the media space, whatever I'm doing, why you think you deserve the greatest of all time? Like what makes you better than me? You think you better than me because you're on this platform? That don't mean nothing to me. You want the famous me or the shameless me? Because you can get both. Y'all can get this work. All right, let's see what we got in here today. What up, Marcus? Tay, what's going on? What's going on? Mahomes will play full practice yesterday. Yeah, just because he practiced. So I'm gonna tell you something right now. They don't really let the media see full practices, so they could say he practiced when he could have just stood on the side. But they're playing these games because they don't want the Texans to have an advantage. Teams do that all the time. Texans do that. So last week, because the Texans don't let us watch them practice. So nobody really knew that Titus Howard was coming from right tackle to left guard, and Blake Fisher was going to start at right tackle. Now, when I say nobody knew, it went through all throughout the week, and then Friday, I got wind of it, right? Friday, I got wind of it, and then I confirmed it. But y'all know me, I'm not into breaking news. That's just not my lane. I value relationships over everything. And so that's just not my lane. And that ain't something that I want. That ain't news I want to break. Like I got it confirmed by 3 people. So I knew that it was going to happen. But the Texans don't allow us to see practice. So nobody really knew from the media standpoint that that was happening as far as practice is concerned, except like myself and Aaron Wilson. Was there one other person? I think it was just me and Aaron from the start. And I just text somebody and say, "Hey, don't be surprised. There's an offensive line shakeup that's about to happen." That's all I did. Just texted to him, kept it moving. I ain't put it out. I ain't say nothing. I do these things so I can have the receipts just in case if I gotta get, somebody get out of line with me about, oh, Sarge doesn't blah, 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 blah. Then I'll have the person that I text because that's not the first time I've texted that person and told them something. Hey, man, this is what's happening. Keep that to yourself, though. And they kept it to themselves. So I'm saying all that to say that Patrick Mahomes, yeah, they put on the injury report that he practiced. That don't mean he actually practiced. That don't mean he actually is going to play. And so, good morning. Hello. I'm on time. Hey man, look what it says. It says interesting. All right. Where do we do everything for the gram? Big Star Sports with the Z at the end. What's up, BG? Why don't no one talking about Danielle Hunter's defense? Yeah, I know. I put that on social media. I like any list that doesn't have his name on it just doesn't mean anything. They don't put Green back in the lineup. We're okay for now. What's going on, Dizzy? All right. So before I even start this show, breaking news: the Houston Texans have activated offensive lineman Kenya Green from the injured reserve. Now, I don't know what that means moving forward. I don't know what that means as far as what the lineup is going to look like just yet. We get over to NRG on today, and we talked to the coordinators. We have open locker room, and so on Thursday's show, I should have some information for you. Or if I get it before Thursday's show, I'll tweet it out. So make sure you follow me on Twitter at Big Star Sports with the Z at the end. So yeah, I don't know what that Kenyon Green. I don't know what activating Kenyon Green means for the Houston Texans. That's going to be an interesting thing though, because are you activating him as a backup because you don't like what Kendrick Green is? And if you don't like what Kendrick Green brings, because right now you don't have a backup left guard. If you're gonna start Titus at left guard, you don't have a backup left guard. And if you don't, then you gotta have somebody there just in case something happens with Titus. And so let me fix the screen, y'all. Excuse me for a second. There we go. You got to have somebody there just in case something happens with Titus. And so maybe that's why they activated Kenyon Green. Or maybe they activated him because he's healthy and they want to give him another chance, another opportunity to get in there and to play. Like I said, I don't have the answers for you. I didn't know that they were going to activate him because they still had 21 days from the time they designated him for return for them to be able to put him back on the field. And so we'll see. But that's breaking news. Breaking news right now that left guard Kenyon Green has been activated to the active roster by the Houston Texans. And so more information to come. Ain't that what they say? More information to come. Let me see what they saying over here. Let me see. Uh Kenyon Green officially active gives me anxiety. The dude thinks he better not play. Let me ask you a question, Brian. Honestly, I'm asking a real question. I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I'm really asking a real question. And this ain't just for you, Brian. This is for the other people who say that Kenyon Green stinks and that he doesn't play good. And like, do you feel that he's the reason why the offensive line has looked the way it looks, or do you just think that they have an entire offensive line issue? Do you think that the interior part of the offensive line just hasn't been good? Like, or is it just Kenyon Green? Because sometimes, and I'm just speaking for Sarge right now. Sometimes I think that we get caught up in wanting to blame just one player when there's a whole. We've talked about this before on the show. We get caught up on just looking at one player when there's a lot of other players on that offensive line that hasn't played up to the standards of what head coach D'Amico Ryans and general manager Nick Caserio wants. Uh, what up, Keezy? So I hope they don't put Green back in the lineup. We're okay for now. Maybe they just bringing him in. Maybe they bringing him in for a backup. I think Green's going to be a depth piece. I'll be fine. Yeah, Joseph, that's what I think too. But since Sarge mentioned his recent combos with Green, I can still see a place where I trust the coaches no matter what the decision is on Green. Yeah. Uh, please don't break that news ruining my afternoon. uh, hold on. What? Find out you're Brittany G that play basketball. What? Put King Green on the practice squad. King Green back, it helps with depth for sure, but the training probably stops there. I can see that. If they throw him there again, the team is completely unserious. Okay. All right. No, it's coaching. Coaching can fix it if addressed properly. That's another reason. Do you blame you want to blame the players, but can you also blame Chris Strasser as well? Can you blame him for some of the issues that they've had? And so, like I said, we'll talk about that. We'll get into that. But before we start this show, I had to do the breaking news about Kenyon Green. Once again, you listen to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. I got a question that I need to ask though before we move on. I do. Y'all know how we do the show here. We would have started with this if it hadn't been for the breaking news from the Houston Texans. Um, so question, and I put this out on social media, but I want you all to drop this in the comments. We're going to talk about this real briefly. What is the one lie you've told that some people still believe is true? Like what is the one lie you've told that some people still believe is true? Drop it in the comments. Now, if y'all want me to go first, put it in the comments and say, Sarge, you go first. You go first. You tell us, and then we'll tell you. If you feel more comfortable with me sharing my story first, then I will. But if you want to tell yours, then by all means, go ahead and tell yours first. But this is the question of the day. What is the one lie you have told that some people still believe is true? I know. I know. I know. It's your baby. You the pappy of this baby. What? You the pappy. You the daddy. Mhm. All the while. Hey, ain't that what's going on with Krishan Rock right now? Blueface. I know a lot of those people don't. A lot of you all don't keep up with that type of news. I do because I find it hilarious, and I know you're like, Sarge, you can't be laughing at people's real life. Well, if they put it out on social media for me to see it, then I'm going to laugh, right? I'm going to laugh about it because it's funny. It's funny. Did y'all see the dude who said he's the her ex-boyfriend who say he the real daddy? Talking about he want a DNA test on the baby. Because Blueface locked up, right, for like the next 4 years. And she said that that's Blueface baby, but the ex-boyfriend is like, that's my baby. And I'm not gonna even lie, I seen the pictures. And he looked just like that. That baby looked just like that man. I'm sorry. That baby looked just like that man. So the one biggest lie, the one lie she trying to tell and hope that it sticks is that that's your baby. Woo wee. You know what? Before I tell my story, all right, because I'll tell my story first. I'll tell my story just a second. But here's a couple of things that we need to catch up on that I missed out on when I was out. Right. Okay, first, Bill Belichick getting hired by UNC. That's a money grab for Bill Belichick. They're paying him like what, 10 million a year for I don't even know for how many years, but that's a money grab. Because with the way that the transfer portal is, with the way the NIL deals work, ain't nobody finna listen to Bill Belichick if they don't want to, especially in North Carolina. You say, oh, we hired Bill because he knows how to help get players into the NFL. Really? They win at 4 games a year, but it doesn't matter if it's the win or loss record. Is if you want your child to make it into the NFL, let him come to this basketball school at Chapel Hill. Bring him to this basketball school at Chapel Hill, and we'll make sure that he gets into the NFL. Well, what happened after Tom Brady left? Hey, we never, ever, 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 ever ask that question in front of Coach Belichick. Don't ever ask that question in front of Coach Belichick. That's a no. We do not do that. Yeah, but like, one of the reason that they were so successful is because Tom Brady is the best quarterback to ever play the game. And hush your mouth. Hush it up. Don't you say that in front of Coach Belichick. He gonna help these young kids get to the NFL. Well, ain't they putting in more kids in the NFL out of Georgia, Ohio State, University of Texas, Michigan, who else? Oregon. These other schools are putting it. Why would I come to a basketball school to try to go to the NFL? You know what? That's it. We're good over here. We don't need to speak with you anymore. Coach Belichick is a fine coach, one of the best coaches to ever coach in the NFL. Yeah, but what about how you gonna deal with college kids? And since we're here, I have another question. So, how he gonna deal with students on campus trying to flirt with his new girlfriend? The 24-year-old. I mean, she may not mess with the quarterback because he's 19, but they got grad students that go to the University of North Carolina, and Duke is right down the road, like in the proximity of less than about 10, 20 miles of each other. It's a whole bunch of people her age on social media with 6-packs. The only 6-pack that Bill Belichick has is beer. Sure, the money will keep her around. Sure, $10 million a year. And, she's probably going to have access to some of that. Sure. But the laws of physical attraction has never failed anyone. All the money in the world, all the they call it Hermes bags, all the Louis Vuitton and Louboutin, or however you said, the red bottoms, all that stuff, all that materialistic thing is not gonna stop her from looking at Chad over there, who is in his final year of getting his master's degree, who has a social media account that has him with no shirt on at the beach, and she has access to be around him because they may or may not be taking classes together. Or she was on campus one day leaving Bill's office and seen Chad walking and thought that he was attractive and struck up a conversation with him strictly based off of she's here because her boyfriend is the head coach. Your boyfriend? I thought that was your granddaddy. Like that's your real boyfriend? Like wait a minute, because you said your boyfriend, and the head coach of this school, is Bill Belichick. It ain't your granddaddy? All right, cool. All right. Oh, sure, we can follow each other on social media. Sure. What Bill gonna do about that? What Bill gonna do when his 24-year-old gets attracted to other 24-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 27-year-olds? That money ain't gonna be able to keep her around that long, and that Blue Chew damn show ain't gonna be able to keep her around that long. Cause she still gotta wake up to you and your soggy body. So yeah, him going to UNC is a money grab. Speaking of money grabs, hey, look, like I said, we're playing catch up here real quick. Hey, so can somebody tell Travis Hunter and his girlfriend or fiance or whoever she is to remove me from the group chat? Like, remove me from the group text. I'm good. I don't want to be in a group text no more. Just remove me from the group text. I'm good. I've had enough. Hey, can y'all please remove me? Remove me from the group text. And what I mean by remove me from the group text is this. Look, I don't have a problem with Travis Hunter dating whoever it is he wants to date. I don't have a problem with Travis Hunter being with whoever he wants to be with. That's you and your relationship, young man. Date who you want to date, love who you want to love. That ain't got nothing to do with me at all, period. I don't have to date you, Travis Hunter. I'm married. I ain't got to date you. And I ain't got to date your girlfriend. And I'm not Bill Belichick, so I'm not trying to date however young your fiance, girlfriend, whatever. That's y'all relationship. And whatever y'all do in y'all relationship is in y'all's relationship. The problem comes in, the issue comes in when you put us all in the group chat, because you're living your life on social media. You're getting paid to be on social media, you and your girlfriend talking about your life. When you open that door for the rest of us, when you invite the rest of us to the group text, when you put us all in the group text, then we have the right to say whatever it is we want to say. You don't get to tell us that we can only be positive. You put yourself out there. You put that information out there. Both of y'all put the information out there. Some people are like, man, they just two young kids. Leave them alone. Well, tell the two young kids to get the hell off social media then. Because I don't have a problem with anybody criticizing their relationship. And the reason why I don't is everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I don't know why Coach Prime hasn't pulled him to the side and said, hey, Travis, let me tell you something. Because Coach Prime doesn't cuss. So he probably should say something like this. Hey, Travis, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody got one. Everybody has one. And you can't tell anybody how to express themselves. If you're going to put that information out there for people to see, if you want to live your life in the public, if you're getting paid for having your life in the public, then whatever comes with that, you got to take. I'm sorry. I know that the young lady went on an 8-minute diatribe breaking down why she said this, why she did this, why she did that. That's cool. But some people, they don't give a damn. I'm sorry, young lady. And I don't know your name. I don't know your name. I know who Travis is. I know that you're his girlfriend. I don't know your name. I'm not going to apologize for that. All I'm going to say is if y'all live y'all life in this manner, then you open the door for the scrutiny. Every time I push, send, tweet, post, every time I do that, whatever I put on there, I'm opening myself up to somebody saying something negative about whatever I say or whatever I put on social media. Now, me, I use the look, God rest his soul, but I'm the Kimbe Matumbo when it comes to social media. Oh, for real? This how you feel, my guy? Block. What you say, my boy? Block. I control my own social media. I'm in control of my own social media. And I don't give a damn who say, oh, it's soft to block people. Why you just can't go back and forth with them? Because it's stupid. Why am I going back and forth with ones and zeros? It's an algorithm. That's dumb. Now, if I'm having this conversation with somebody face to face, we can have that conversation face to face. But why in the hell am I raising my blood pressure because of this? Why am I raising my blood pressure when I control this? Me. I'm in control of my own social media. So if I don't want to see it, then I just block or I just refresh. So, with that being said, Travis Hunter, I understand. I get it. You're young, you're in love. I get it. Whatever you and that young lady is doing is between you and that young whatever you and that young lady doing is what you and that young lady are doing. That's between y'all. Why do I have this written down? Remember what I wrote that down for. So stop living your life on in the public if you're not ready for it to be scrutinized. And unfortunately for you, Travis, because you are a world-class athlete. You just won the Heisman Trophy. You're always going to be on the biggest stage. So your life is always going to be on the bigger stage. Hey, you know what? Hey, hold on. Let me see who up in here. Okay, I got some people up in here. Before we get to this Texans talk, I got some people up in here. Let me say this. Coach Prime, I'm going to need you to help. Coach Prime, I'm going to need you to help Travis. And I don't mean help him by giving him any advice. I don't mean help him by him getting a prenup. I'm not talking about any of that, Coach Prime. This is where I need you to have to help Travis Hunter. You have access to be able to reach LeBron James. You have the access to be able to reach LeBron James. You need to reach out to LeBron James and ask LeBron to ask his wife, Savannah, to help this young lady. Because the road that Travis Hunter is about to go down is the same one that LeBron had to travel. He may not become as mega a superstar as LeBron, but he's going to travel down some of those exact same paths. Savannah has been with him through thick and thin. She knows where the bodies are buried. She knows the good about LeBron. She knows the bad about LeBron. And they just keep it moving. And she keeps herself pretty much out of the public eye. She keeps herself pretty much off of social media. She keeps herself in a place where she does not have to be seen. She'll pop out and do a couple of events. She'll pop out and do a couple of podcasts. She'll pop out and do a couple of public events, but for the most part, because she knows that what she's dealing with is her husband is a mega superstar, and so anything that she does is going to be brought to the forefront and to the light, and so maybe that's what that young lady that Travis Hunter is with, maybe that's what she wants. But if she doesn't want that, then I need you to reach out to LeBron and tell LeBron if he could ask his wife Savannah to help this young lady. That's all. That's all. All right. Let me see what's going on in these comments. Oh, this is the biggest, this the lie you told. I'm still in my 30s. I'm gonna go. You know what? Now I'm gonna move this question to the end of the show so we can get some Texans talk in here, and then I'm almost sure that my people just play along with me when I lie that I don't eat groceries and that I love doing it and don't mind. What? And that I done some stuff at the funeral home in the restroom. What? Wow. You talking about Bill Belichick, right? Mm-mm. That's why he decided to go coach there. She getting her degree from UNC. She gonna get more. I'm gonna keep it going. I hadn't considered Bill having to deal with the Jodys. Exactly. Exactly. Hold on, screw. Bill got him a young tenderoni, huh? Yeah, Bill got him a young tenderoni. Problem is, some people at UNC and Duke, they like tenderoni too. The truth about Roni, she's a sweet old girl. What's up, Don? What's up, DQ the Red Key, Don? Uh, whoa, there's a lot going on over here. Oh, maybe he can go to a small market team like New York. Oh man, too late, sorry. She didn't open up a can of worms. Yeah. Hey, look. Yes. Yes. What's going on? How you doing today? All right. So yeah. Bill is doing a money grab at UNC, and he gonna lose his woman to one of them dudes around. Hey, y'all ever seen the movie? What's the movie that got Robert De Niro in it, and he goes out to Vegas? At the end, they try to blow up his car, but he doesn't die. He survives. But remember, the mob sent him out there to run Vegas, and then he messed it up. And Sharon Stone was his girlfriend. I mean, his wife in the movie. What movie is that, y'all? What movie is that? Dang, I can't think of the name of the movie. Casino. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you. Remember in Casino, right? Remember in Casino, and I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna move on. Remember in the movie Casino, Robert De Niro had everything that a woman could want. He had the looks, he had the money, he had the style, he had the flashiness, he ran Las Vegas, everything, everything that a woman could want, everything that a woman would need. And what Sharon Stone kept doing? Running right back to a dope dealing boyfriend, of a dope dealing ex-boyfriend. He gave her everything she wanted. Robert De Niro gave her everything. And this year, did she not keep running right back to her dope dealing ex-boyfriend every time? So all I'm saying is, Bill, you got the money, you got the power. It's gonna be somebody out there with less, with a six-pack and good hair, and all over Instagram posting pictures and doing gym TikToks that your little young tenderoni gonna see, and you ain't gonna be able to stop that no matter what you buy her, no matter how much money you give her, no matter what access. They're gonna take everything you give her, and she gonna be out there partying with, because that's her age group. And you can't stop the laws of physical attraction. Let me see. Um, would it be great for the offensive explosion? We've been waiting for it to happen. Yes, it would. H Town Big Steve. Uh, an ex-boyfriend at that, right? Dang, Bill be out here tricking. He got to. She 24. What is Bill offering her? Maybe AD help him get some Bluetooth. Once again, you tune to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. You know what? I got one more thing I want to ask and talk about before we move on to the Texans. Hey, so I'm pretty sure that the Las Vegas Raiders and the New England Patriots are going to have new head coaches, right? Pretty sure that what is it, Gerard Mayo and with the Patriots and Antonio Pierce with the Raiders. I'm pretty sure Mayo may make it. I don't think Pierce will. But even if both of them are gone, right? Let's just say, you know, for show purposes, right? Let's just hypothetically speak. If both of them are gone, how can the NFL shake how can the NFL shake this label? How can these owners shake this label and this stigma of putting African American coaches in bad situations in the NFL? That team Antonio Pierce inherited was garbage. It's horrible. Their Raiders team is terrible. But you don't want to pass up on an opportunity. It's horrible. Horrible. The New England Patriots, horrible. The Raiders and the Patriots are horrible. What is hold on, let me see something. Give me an opportunity to look at something right quick. Let's go. The Raiders are 2-12, and the Patriots are 3-11. So the Patriots and the Raiders are combined 5-23 on the year. 5-23. And they have two African American head coaches who has went through all the muck and the mire, especially Antonio Pierce. And I mean, hold on now. Let's just be honest. I think Gerard Mayo was a better fit for the Patriots than Antonio Pierce was for the Raiders. I think that they got caught up in the hype. I think Antonio Pierce sold them a dream that he could not live up on, and that's just the Raiders haven't been good since who was that after they fired was who did they hire? I mean, who was the interim after they let Gruden go? After they let Gruden go, they had an interim head coach who got pretty hot and helped him win a couple of games, and then they didn't give him the job. And so you let Antonio Pierce sell you a dream. I think Gerard Mayo can be good for the New England Patriots, but now there's chatter out there that Mike Vrabel, if the job becomes available, Mike Vrabel will love to coach the New England Patriots. And I think that if the Patriots get rid of Gerard Mayo and put Vrabel in that position, I think that they're doing I think that that's a bad look. Only because those two teams have a very, 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 very long way to go. And let's just use the Patriots, for example, right? It's so funny. Give me a before I start this, because now this is going to tie right into the Texans. Hey, if you're a Texans fan and you've been a Texans fan for the last let's say 7 to 10 years. If you've been a Texans fan for the last 7 to 10 years, hey, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna wait for just a second. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have me something to drink. Y'all let me know if you've been a Texans fan. If you've been a Texans fan since 2017, if you've been a Texans fan since 2017, please let me know in the comments. Let me know. Let me know if you've been a Texans fan since 2017. Y'all give me a second. While I wait on you all to answer that, while I wait on y'all to answer that, just let me know. Just drop it in the comments, please. Drop it in the comments if you've been a Texans fan since 2017. I spoke about LeBron earlier. Hey man, LeBron, that boy took a leave of absence. Next thing I know, he jumping like he was doing when he was in Miami when he was on that Shut up, Sarge. Allegedly. Allegedly. All right, so there's some people that there's some people dropping the dropping comments. Been a fan since David Carr. There's some people that's over in the section saying that they've been a Texans fan since at least 2017. I will even go back to 20 2015, maybe 2015 to now. You remember what the Texans used to be called? You remember what everybody labeled them? Remember they used to call them Patriot South, right? Remember they used to call the Texans the Patriot South because it was during the time that the Patriots were still in that era of dominating the AFC and winning Super Bowls or going to Super Bowls. Still in that time frame of where the New England Patriots were the model franchise or the blueprint of what other organizations were trying to be like. Other franchises wanted to be like the Patriots, right? Other franchise, they looked at that organization, they said, this is what we want to be like, right? And so then it looked like the Houston Texans were following right in that same right along those same lines. They had a head coach in Bill O'Brien who had came from the Patriots. Romeo Crennel was here. He had been, with the Patriots. Jack Easterby, who was here at the time, had some connections with the Patriots. The Texans almost got tampering charges brought against them from Bill Belichick because they were trying to get Nick Caserio to come here and be their general manager. You remember when they went back, it was Bill, Jack Easterby went to the ring ceremony for the ring party, Super Bowl party, whatever it was that they had in New England, that Robert Kraft had, and it was reported that during that time, Bill O'Brien and Jack Easterby had contact with Nick Caserio, was trying to get him a year earlier, and Bill Belichick was about to bring charges, tampering charges. He was about to file tampering charges. So that model of being the Patriot South is what the Texans looked like they were trying to do until they finally said enough is enough. Enough is enough. They got Nick Caserio in here, and then Nick Caserio changed the outlook of this franchise. After, hold on, look, y'all know Sarge ain't finna lie to you. Sarge ain't finna lie to you, and we here. So now that we here, let's be here, right? Sarge ain't finna lie to you. Nick didn't come in and just automatically shed the Patriot South stigma that was going on. Nick didn't come in here and just automatically remove himself from the New England Patriots and start doing it the way that he wanted to do. That's not how it happened. When Nick got here, they still wanted the model to be Patriot South until it wasn't anymore. That David Culley hire was horrible. Terrible. It was terrible. David Culley is a great man. That hire was horrible. Right after that, you were going to bring in Josh McCown is the quarterbacks coach of the Minnesota Vikings, right? He's the quarterback he's the quarterbacks coach of the Minnesota Vikings, right? Well, he was almost the head coach of the Houston Texans. Telling you something that I know, not something that I heard. I'm telling you something that's confirmed. Bring this mic. We here now, so let's get into it. Josh McCown was about to be here until some entity stepped in. It's ironic that what is Brian Flores? He's the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, right? Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, and Josh McCown, who is the quarterbacks coach for the Vikings. Both of them were in a strong. Well, Brian Flores was in the running for the head coaching job for the Houston Texans. Josh McCown pretty much had the job. And then there were some phone calls made to the Texans organization. Then there was a lawsuit dropped by Brian Flores, and all of that saved Nick Caserio from himself. So now you got to lean back on, we still got to get a coach in here. Hey, let's just use Lovey for 1 year. They used Lovey Smith for 1 year. And then after that, that's when Hannah got more involved. That's when Cal got more involved. And they were like, no more. We will not be the laughing stock. Look, I don't know how many of you all know this, and I'm pretty sure that it comes across when you hear her talk. Hannah McNair is very competitive. Very, very, very competitive. Very, does not want to lose. Very competitive. Very, very much a sports fan. Very, very much a football fan. Very, very much knows what's going on. And they were not having it anymore. So what did they do? They reached out and they grabbed a former player, one of the hottest head coaching candidates on the market, in D'Amico Ryans, who was the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers at the time, and they brought him in. They brought him in, and in 2 years, he has changed this franchise around. He has set the foundation for the Texans to continue moving in a place where they can be a dynasty. Some of you are, and if you haven't, go to my Twitter page right now, Big Star Sports with the Z at the end, and look at the video that I put up when I asked CJ Stroud on, what's today? Today's Wednesday. So on Tuesday, I asked him about, is the Kansas City Chiefs the blueprint that they want to follow, especially with the success that they've had here in the last 2 years by winning consecutive AFC South titles. And so I asked him if this was the model, the Kansas City Chiefs were the model. Yes. So I say all that to say this, as I digress, right? I had to give you all of that background because the Houston Texans were heading towards trying to be the Patriots South. The New England Patriots, y'all can't be the Texans North. And what I mean by you can't be the Texans North is because Mike Vrabel is not D'Amico Ryans. Mike Vrabel is not. I'm not taking anything away from Mike Vrabel. I'm not saying that he isn't a good guy. I'm not saying that he isn't a good coach. Because if I'm not mistaken, y'all drop this over in the comments. If I'm not mistaken, what Vrabel was the defensive coordinator here, right? And then he moved to become the head coach of Tennessee, right? He is he only was the defensive coordinator here for the Texans for 1 year, right? And then he moved from here and became a head coach with Tennessee. He had some success at Tennessee. He has some success, but I do not see the Patriots becoming the Texans North at all, period. So if you remove Gerard Mayo, who has been in your organization, been in your franchise for a while, and you think you're going to bring in Mike Vrabel and you're going to have the instant success that the Texans had by getting D'Amico Ryans, by hiring D'Amico Ryans, and then him and Nick being able to draft the type of talent that they've had, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You're not going to become the Texans North. Yes, they tried to become the Patriots South, but you're not going to become the Patriots North by firing Gerard Mayo and then bringing in someone like Mike Vrabel. And it's going to take you a long time. You're in a rebuilding process. And in that rebuilding process, you still have to deal with the Buffalo Bills, who is going to run that. The Buffalo Bills are going to run the AFC East for a very long time. It's going to take you a minute to get back up to that. A minute. So, yeah, I wouldn't do it. I would give Gerard Mayo another chance, and then if he doesn't pan out and Mike Vrabel is still available, then do that. But if you move away from Gerard Mayo right now and bring in Mike Vrabel, I don't see any changes that could happen. You're not going to become the Texans North. You're not going to have that type of success because Mike Vrabel is not D'Amico Ryans. You don't have a CJ Stroud. You don't have a Will Anderson Jr. You don't have a Nico Collins. You don't have a Danielle Hunter. You don't have an Aziz Al-Shaair. You do not have a Christian Harris. You do not have a Derek Stingley Jr. Now, I will say this, though. Christian Gonzalez can ball. I can't take nothing away from Christian Gonzalez. That young man is special. That young man is special. But you don't have a Kamari Lassiter. You don't have a Kalen Bullock to go along with that. You don't have a Joe Mixon. You don't have that. You don't have that. And in order to get to where the Texans have been these last 2 seasons, you're going to need that. I don't think that you can get that. I don't think that you can get that soon. And especially if you're still making these coaching changes, at some point you got to lay a foundation like what the Texans have done. The Texans have laid a foundation. And it's crazy because one of the questions that I have right here is the Texans blueprint the Kansas City Chiefs? If you look at everything that the Kansas City Chiefs organization has done, if you look at everything on how they have built themselves up to be where they are right now, like the Houston Texans should look at that model. The Houston Texans should look at that model and say, hey, we have everything that they have. We have everything that they have in place. The only thing that I think that the Houston Texans are missing is a veteran play caller. And even if you stick with Bobby Slowick, if you're going to stick with Bobby Slowick going into the 2025-2026 season, right? You're going to stick with Bobby Slowick during the 2025 season. Then you're going to have him have some help as far as play calling duties is concerned. You're going to have to get someone in here that's going to help him do the play calling. Yes, it'll be his 3rd year, but he's still going to be learning. But I feel like what the Houston Texans are missing when it comes to the offensive side of the ball is how can I put this? You have the eyes. Is Bobby listening? That's the question. That's the question. And I'm going to be honest with you. That's an answer. That answer right there, because I know the answer. And I know, oh, sorry, sure you know, but you can't tell us, right? I'm not going to tell you. Let me just say this, is that in order for this team to be successful, in order for the Texans to be successful on the offensive side of the ball, because Joe Mixon said on Tuesday, it's time for the offense to match the defense. It's time for the offense to bring the type of intensity that the defense has. We need to bring that. And we're in playoff football right now. We're in December football right now. We have to bring that. We have to bring that type of intensity, and we have to play on the same level that the defense is playing. And in order to do that, the Texans season, right? The Texans season, as far as offense is concerned, has not looked good. It has not been great, but it's not too late to salvage it. You still have 3 games left in the regular season, and you can also get yourselves going in the playoffs. It's not too late. But in order for that to happen, there's going to have to be a collective group who's all working towards the same common goal, which they are. They're working for all of them are working for the same common goal. But then there's only one person on the offensive side of the ball that's still making the decisions. And I don't know how much of what he's being told that he's applying. That's the question. That's the question. Bro, KC got cheat us, bro. That's the question. How much is the person who is the final decision maker on the offensive play calling? How much is he listening to the rest of the people that are his eyes and his ears when it comes to position groups, when it comes to run game coordinators, when it comes to passing game coordinators? How much of what they're telling him is he listening to, or does he take into account when it's time to call plays on Sunday? And so, with that being said, right? With that being said, when Eric Bieniemy was the offensive coordinator, who also, we talked earlier about head coaching, who also interviewed to be a head coach for the Houston Texans. When Eric Bieniemy was at Kansas City, right? Eric Bieniemy was at Kansas City. He was able to call the plays. He was able to call the plays. He was able to have some input, but he also had one of the greatest offensive minds that's ever been a part of this game in Andy Reid. And they worked together. They worked together as a collective group. Andy Reid always said, "Hey, look, Eric Bieniemy is part of this process too. Yes, I got a play calling sheet. Yes, sometimes he'll call a play. Maybe I see something different. I may override that play. And then I'll come back and tell him why. But we work together. We work together. That's the only way that you're going to be able to do it." And so if the Houston Texans are looking at the Kansas City Chiefs as the blueprint, the only thing that they're missing right now to me, to me, to me, is two things. They're missing offensive play caller, and they're missing key pieces on the offensive line. Because during the time that Kansas City was making their run, they always had good offensive linemen. The Texans are one or two interior linemen away. To me, this is Sarge's opinion. One or two interior linemen away from taking that next step to being real contenders in the AFC. But the only way to do that is Nick and D'Amico are going to have to fix this thing during the offseason and really fix it this time. Really fix it. You got to fix it. And if you fix that and you get your offensive play calling together, now you have Patrick Mahomes and CJ Stroud. You got to go to receiver on offense. How much Patrick Mahomes trusts Travis Kelce is how much CJ Stroud trusts Nico Collins. We've seen the running back by committee that Kansas City has had, and they've still been successful. Well, the Texans got one of the best running backs in the league in Joe Mixon. So you got that. Go over to the defensive side of the ball. Chris Jones for the Kansas City Chiefs is a monster. A monster. Right? But so is Daniil Hunter. So is Will Anderson Jr. On the back end, the Kansas City Chiefs have great defensive backs. They got really, really good defensive backs. One or two of them are on the trajectory to be great. Right? That's the same thing that the Texans have. And that young defensive back group that they had that we talked about earlier in Kamara Lassiter and Kalen Bullock and Derek Stingley Jr. They're a safety away. They are a strong safety away from being and taking that next step on the defensive side of the ball. Because next season, when you get Jalen Petrie back, you already know it's no longer an experiment. Now, this is his position. This nickel corner position is his position. You're a nickel corner. You're our fourth. You're our third linebacker sometimes, fourth linebacker other times. Because next season, of course, you get Christian Harris back healthy. You got Azeez coming back. Henry To'oTo'o gets another year of experience under his belt. He goes right into the rotation. Like they have everything that they need except those two pieces. And so when they go into Kansas City this weekend, right? When they go into Kansas City this weekend, they could potentially be looking at a mirror. On the Locked On Texans podcast, I started off that show saying, "Mirror, mirror on the wall." Are the Texans looking at themselves when they look at the Chiefs? Are they looking at their future when they look at the Kansas City Chiefs? Now, I believe so. I believe so. When I look at both franchises, I believe that both of them can be. I believe that the Texans can be like the Chiefs. But the question that I have, and the title of this show is, if the Texans beat the Chiefs without Mahomes, does it count? The reason why I ask is, does it count? Does it count? Yes, it counts in the win-loss column. Yes, it's another win. If they beat them, that's a win that they get under their belt, and they'll move them to 10 wins in the second consecutive season, right? Second consecutive season, they'll have 10 wins. Okay. So yes, we know it counts in the win column. But what are they going to learn? Because Kansas City is a team that they could potentially face again in the playoffs. They could potentially face again in the playoffs, coming back playing at Arrowhead Stadium. Will they gain the knowledge of playing at Arrowhead? Of course. They're playing them. It's going to be cold weather conditions. They get used to playing against in that stadium, because I've never been to Arrowhead. When I get there on Saturday, it'll be my very first time ever being in Arrowhead Stadium. But I heard that is one of the loudest stadiums because of the way that it's built. One of the last stadiums to be built like that. It's loud, 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 very, very, very loud. And so they'll get a chance to get a lay of the land. But I don't think that that Kansas City is going to show them everything that they can see, because the Texans are a potential matchup for them again in the playoffs. And so if that happens, right, I think that you'll see, of course, a healthier Patrick Mahomes. You'll see some different play calling that Andy Reid is going to pull out, and there's going to be some different types of scenarios that they won't see this Saturday. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? If we keeping it a buck, right? If we keeping it all the way 100 right here, I honestly and truly believe that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to play this game like it's a preseason game. I believe that they're going to play this game like a preseason game. What I mean by that is, I believe that this playbook is going to be so vanilla. And if Patrick Mahomes is not able to go and they have to go with Carson Wentz, it'll be stamped for me. Oh yeah, they're not taking this game serious. Do they want to win it? Of course they want to win it. Their last 3 games is against playoff bound teams. Their last 3 games is against the Texans, the Steelers, and the Texans, the Steelers, and the Broncos. And they, like, the Texans have the short turnaround of playing them on Saturday and then playing the Ravens on Wednesday. They got the same turnaround. They play the Texans on Saturday and they turn right back around and play the Steelers. They play the Steelers on Wednesday, on Christmas Day. And so, lurking right down there at the bottom, we talked about this on the Locked On Texans podcast, lurking right down there at the bottom. And what I mean by the bottom is right under the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 13-1, sitting at 11-3, is the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills own the tiebreaker. They've already beat them. And then their last 3 games is the Patriots, Jets, Patriots. 2 teams that are under 500. Hold on. Don't worry. Y'all know how we do it here. Let's look at their combined records. We know that the Patriots are 3-11 and the New York Jets are 4-10. So that's a combined 7-21. That's 7-21. The 2 teams, the records of the 2 teams that the Bills have to play the last 3 games. And if they win those 3 games and they end up at 14-3, and the Kansas City Chiefs go 1-2 in their last 3 games, they end up at 14-3. They can drop from the 1 seed all the way down to the 5th seed. Now that's where it gets interesting because if they drop to the 5th seed, then guess who they'll see again? They'll see, they'll see the Texans, but they'll have to see them in a wild card game here at NRG Stadium, which puts the Texans at a favorable advantage. That puts them at an advantage. And so I still don't believe with the turnaround, and I know what's at stake. I just don't believe that we're gonna see if we see Patrick Mahomes, we're not gonna see a fully healthy Patrick Mahomes. Anybody who's ever played sports know what a high ankle sprain will do to you. You know that a high ankle sprain will put you. I put it like this: Will Anderson Jr. suffered a high ankle sprain in October, at the end of October, and look how long he had to sit out. Patrick Mahomes, that offensive line is not good. And for him to have to try to run around on that type of ankle, and I know people say, we've seen it before. Cool. Have you seen it before when he has to run for two of the best? I think that the Houston Texans have the top tandem when it comes to the 1-2 punch of Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter as far as edge rushers are concerned. He had to play against that. You don't have to play. He hasn't seen that type of speed and power coming at him like that. That fast, that quick, that strong, that aggressive, who's trying to make sure that you have no time and no room to dissect the defense. And then you step up, and then you got the defensive tackles right there who, when you look at, I'm just going to use Tim Settle Jr., who is aggressive and wants to hit you. Danico Autry, aggressive. He wants to hit you. Like, even when they switch out and they'll bring in Dylan Horton, then they move Danico Autry to the end. Like, they have a good set of, they have a good rotation on that defensive line. And so all I'm saying is that I think Kansas City is going to try to come in and win this game, of course, but I don't think that the Texans is going to get a good look or a good depiction of what type of team they actually are. So yes, the win will count in the win-loss column, but I don't think that the Chiefs are going to show them a lot. And if Mahomes doesn't play, they're definitely not going to show them a lot. If Mahomes doesn't play, I feel like it's going to turn into a preseason game as far as play calling is concerned for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's something that they're probably going to have to go through this week. All right, let me jump into uh some of these comments. Hold on. Wow. Okay. For the Patriots, maybe. Uh why don't they jump on the pass like they jump on the Texans for one and done coaches? I think at this point they didn't got used to it. I think at this point they didn't got used to it. I see some of you all have been Texans fans for a very long time. Hold on. I've been a Texas fan since the beginning. For life. I seen this. Let me see. What are you saying, Juan? Sarge, I just can't see you as a Cowboys fan. It's okay to lead them and fully join us. And someone who don't need Bluetooth. Thank you for the invitation to join the bandwagon, Juan. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the invitation. You know what this is like? You know what this is like? When college players be like you have a, let's just say you have a 4-star recruit coming out of high school, and they'd be like, I'm blessed to receive an offer from. I'm blessed to receive an offer from. Not I've committed to, not I'm signing with. I'm blessed to receive an offer from. So, Juan, I'm blessed to receive an offer to join the Houston Texans fan base. Thank you. Exactly. What up, DJ Rocket B? What's going on? Yes, exactly. Yep, I knew Vrabel. Yeah, for a year, Vrabel was right. Let me see. Uh, at this point, we already in the playoffs. I don't mind who play call because you have to play good teams. I say balls to the wall and dig deep in the playbook to find out what they're great at before the playoffs. Huh, makes sense. A few years back when we went with a veteran coach to transform our D with Wade Phillips, we need our next Wade Phillips for the offense. That's Demo. That's that. I like that Demo. That is a very good take. What do you got? BG does Bobby not see not being for the defense. Yep. Uh Tay says Bobby is from the Shanahan tree, and their offense wasn't horrible before this year. Do you think Bobby has reached out to some of his former coworkers and picked their brains? So here's the thing. I'm how can I put this? There's been too many times. There's been too many times. We have too many examples of defensive coordinators being able to stop the Shanahan offense. Brian Flores knows how to kill it. Brian Flores knows exactly how to destroy the Shanahan offense. There's other coordinators out there, but Brian Flores knows exactly how to shut that whole thing down. And he puts it on tape when he's playing against these Shanahan disciples. And so he knows exactly how. And so because he knows how, and when he plays against these teams, they have the blueprint out there and they just use that exact same blueprint. Here's my problem. Here's my problem with it. And no, I don't call plays. I've never called plays in the NFL. I don't have any NFL experience when it comes to calling any type of offensive plays. Let me preface my statement by saying that I have no experience. But what I do have is a set of eyes. And when I'm looking at Shanahan out in is Mike, no, Kyle, right? Kyle Shanahan out in San Francisco. They've been successful. They've had some success there. Don't get me wrong. They have had some success under him. But what the Texans have as far as talent is concerned on the offensive side of the ball is totally different than what the 49ers have. Of course, you had Christian McCaffrey, who wasn't he what wasn't he the AP offensive player of the year last year? Because Lamar Jackson won NFL MVP, if I'm not mistaken. But Christian McCaffrey won offensive player of the year. So you have a dynamic player in Christian McCaffrey when he's able to be on the field. The issue is the other players you have surrounding him are blue collar workers. Like if I had to look at the San Francisco 49ers offense, right? If I had to look at the 49ers offense, I would say that Kyle Shanahan, because he's the coach and the offensive coordinator, is the owner of the company, right? He's the owner, the CEO. Christian McCaffrey is the president. Everybody under him are just workers. And so I'm talking about the offense, not on the defensive side of the ball. We're not talking about defense. We're strictly talking about the 49ers offense. I would say that everybody under him, it goes Kyle, and then it goes Kyle as the owner of the company, the CEO. Then I would say that Christian McCaffrey is the president, and everything up under them are just workers. They got cubicles. They ain't doing nothing spectacular. What position would Brock Purdy have in in this in this company run by Kyle Shanahan? He's a supervisor. And if he's a supervisor, he's a supervisor and Debo Samuels is supervisors. Everybody under them is like managers, assistant managers, just everybody else just works. When you look after Christian McCaffrey, everybody else has potential. They'll never reach the president of the company. They'll never reach Christian McCaffrey's status as far as talent is concerned. So what does the CEO do in Kyle Shanahan? The CEO in Kyle Shanahan makes it work by using his president, and him and his president work together, and then they make everything up under them work to keep the company going. When you look at their offense outside of Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuels, and what's the hey y'all put it in the comments. Debo Samuels, and what's the other young man name that was holding out for a contract, and then he got the contract and then he got hurt. I can't think of his name right now, but the other wide receiver. So you got Debo Samuels, and you got the other wide receiver, and then you got Brock Purdy. Like they're all in that same Ayuk. Thank you. Brandon Ayuk. You got Debo Samuels, Brandon Ayuk, Brock Purdy, George Kittle. All of them are in that same tier of hard workers will never be superstars. Hard workers will never be the president, will never be Christian McCaffrey. So what does the CEO of the company do? He looks, all right, I got the president, I got him squared away, I got him sitting right here. How do I get these other workers in line? Because I got some hard workers. Brock Purdy works hard. Debo Samuels works hard. Brandon Ayuk works hard. George Kittle works hard. They'll never be the president, but that's not taking anything away from their work ethic. Christian McCaffrey, the president of the company, is where he is because he's very athletic and he's very good. These other workers, they're hard workers. They'll never get to his status. So Kyle Shanahan makes all of that work inside of the company. Now, he has to call plays and do things that he does for that 49ers offense within the workers that he has. Hey, I already know I got a superstar in Christian McCaffrey. I know what he can do. Let's move him to the side. I got to make everything around him work because you got Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback. Not saying Brock Purdy is a bad quarterback because he's a good quarterback. He's not CJ Stroud. You got Brandon Ayuk, you got Debo Samuels doing what they're doing. But they're not Nico Collins. I'm sorry. I like Debo Samuels. I am a Debo Samuels fan. I think that as hard as he works, he overworks for the amount of talent that he has. Being able to do the things they ask him to do is not easy. But you don't need that here with the Texans. And so we've seen that a lot of times when Bobby calls these plays for Tank, and Tank is not Debo Samuels. The Texans don't have a Debo Samuel. They don't. The Texans don't have a Debo Samuel, but they have more talent. You have more talent at the quarterback position. You have more talent at your wide receiver position as far as with Nico Collins is concerned. And when you have Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell can be your Brandon Ayuk. Tank Dell can. You got George Kittle is a very good tight end, right? Very good tight end. So is Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is a very good tight end. And so the thing that I would love to see Bobby Slowick do, is I would love to see him carve out his own niche. Hey, man, I got to do what works for the players that I have. I have to do and make it work with the talent that I have. You all remember I said this very, very, very early on, and then it caught on the other. It caught on the radio stations and other platforms. Like, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, maybe this is what's happening. You mean maybe you heard Sarge say it and then you just used it because how you come in here anonymously and listen. I appreciate your support. Remember, I said this may be too much talent for Bobby to handle. This may be too much talent for a second year offensive coordinator to handle. The type of talent that the Texans got, and I'm talking about this is when they had Stephon Diggs, the type of talent that they have, is hold on for a second. Give me 1 second, y'all. I need to look up something. Because I want to come back to that. Let me see. You may have a point. Let me just go take a look. Let me just go take a look. Hmm. Hmm. Had 3 seasons. George Kittle had 3 seasons over. He's been in the league for 8 years. He's had 3 seasons over 1,000 yards receiving. 2018, he had 1,377. 2019, he had 1,053. 2023, he had 1,020. For his career, he has 7,135 yards. Receiving, he has 520 receptions out of being targeted 713 times. He has a total of 45 touchdowns. In 2022, he had 11. But he had 2, 5, 5, 2, 6, 11, 6. And then this year, he has 8. Sean, I give you that. I I don't know Hall of Fame, and I'm not saying so. Maybe I worded it wrong. Thank you for calling me out, Sean. Hey, look, I'm telling y'all right here on Sports Talk with Big Sarge. Y'all know how we do it. Hey, man, I may be wrong about that. I may be wrong about it. I don't watch Kittle enough, and maybe you do, Sean. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So George Kittle, he could be. He could be. I don't know. He could be. You're right. You're right, Sean. So I guess that I would have to put him under Christian McCaffrey then. So he'll be the lead supervisor. And then Brock Purdy will be a supervisor and Debo will be a supervisor. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. If we had to pick, I don't want to say that I would take Schultz over George Kittle. Never. Never in life. Never ever in life would I say that. I think that Kittle is amazing. I watch him beat the hell out of the Cowboys on numerous occasions. So yeah, I wouldn't say that. But so what I will say as I digress, I said at the beginning of the year, hey, maybe this is too much talent for Bobby. Like the type of talent that the Texans have on their team, that's for like a Sean McVay. That's for like a Matt LaFleur. That's for like a Kevin O'Connell. That's like for a Ben Johnson. Like people who's been in the league, that's for like a Andy Reid. People who's been in the league calling plays for a long period of time. Bobby, this is just his second year of play calling, and the only thing that he knows is the Kyle Shanahan offense, but that only works for them. Kyle calls plays to work for them, and I think that what Bobby needed to do, at least from what I seen, this is just my opinion though. From what I seen, I felt like Bobby should have put an offense around what CJ can do, and what Nico can do, and what Mixon can do, and what Tank can do, and what Dalton can do, and what Mechie can do, and what Stephon Diggs can do. Like, cool, you can take some of the plays. You can take some of the plays, right? It's a copycat league. Everybody does it. Take some of the plays. Don't take all of the plays. Don't make that offense. I feel like the biggest mistake, Bill O'Brien made when the Texans first drafted Deshaun Watson was he said, Deshaun, you're going to run the offense that I want you to run, and that's how it's going to be. Instead of being like what the Baltimore Ravens did, and they built the offense around Lamar Jackson. Buffalo and Brian Daboll, they built the offense around Josh Allen. Kansas City built the offense around Patrick Mahomes. You don't put CJ in a system that has already been created. You create a system around CJ. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold on. I gotta write that down. 1 minute 25. Ooh, I like that CJ quote. Hold on, y'all. Let me say that again for the people in the back. You don't put CJ Stroud in a system that has already been created. You create a system around CJ Stroud. Y'all hold on for a second. That one was good. That one was so good. I gotta take. Hey y'all, I'm accepting tips. Like that. Pause. I'm talking about cash tips, not anyway. No Diddy. Hey, that one was good, y'all. Like somebody got to send me a cash app. Like send me $5 or something. So like, can somebody just like send me $5? Like if I can get at least 20 people to send me $5 a piece, like I think that take right there is worth it. Like I said it twice. I'm gonna say it one more time for y'all. Like I'm gonna say it one more time. Hold on, I'm gonna say it 127. 127. 3, 2, 1. You don't put CJ Stroud in a system that has already been created. You create a system around CJ Stroud. The doors of the church are now open. I'm done. I don't even know. I don't even know how else to. I, how am I supposed to? How am I supposed to follow up behind that? How am I supposed to follow up behind that? I'm just gonna read the comments. Yep. Keep 4 followers. Saying online, but expect a difference. Uh-huh. A strong safety like Brian Branch from the Lions. They need somebody like that. Yep. We're gonna get cheated. I'm telling you, I hope we win, but them KFC refs. Oh man. Uh hold on. What is this? Oh, I'm serious. I'm a diehard fan, but I'm being honest. Kansas City in Kansas City versus them refs. Look at it. They do have an easy schedule. Hold on. I'm gonna put my look. I'm still gonna keep that up there for my CJ take. I'm still gonna keep that up there for my CJ take. We accept you open arms, Big Sarge. You deserve better than being a Cowboys fan. I thank you for the offer. Bring Debo to Houston and we beat KC and the Ravens to win a ring. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Uh, huh. Blocking wise, I can believe that. Who the feds in the chat? Hold up. Whoever the feds in the chat, send me a cash app though. Bobby is not. Hey, look, front runner say Bobby is not the guy. Yep, call it. Yep. Hmm. Yeah, He's not doing too bad over there in Washington with Jaden Daniels. Uh, but we have Nico, and he's better than all of San Francisco wide out. So could you imagine his team with Kittles on it? Hey, that would be wow. But I'm curious to see what this offense is going to look like once Brevin Jordan gets healthy next year. Wonder how they're going to implement and use him, and I wonder how they're going to use Cade Stover. I think that might be the game changer for them. Defense is legit. Going down the hall. Yep. So let me see. Stats don't lie. Yeah. Bobby has created a lot of opportunities for this offense. There have been major issues in execution by the players. Has he created a? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. If you've played fantasy, you know Debo has been a bust for the last 2 years. Nico has been a top wide receiver. Just stating the facts. If Debo gets fired, the Texans look. Oh, hey. That wouldn't be bad. Uh, so yeah, hey, I'll tell you on Thursday. Friday, I made to make this announcement too. Friday, there won't be a show. There won't be a show on Friday. And that's only because I'll be traveling to Kansas City. I think we leave out of here. Our flight leaves at 6. So if I do a show, it'll be like Friday night time wise. There will be a show on Thursday. There may be 2 shows on Thursday. One in the morning that's real quick before I go to the barber shop, and then one the happy hour before I go cover the Rockets play the New Orleans Pelicans. But Friday I travel because the game is on Saturday. So I'm gonna make sure that I give you as much as I can as far as that is concerned. Um, so I'll give you a score on Thursday. Let me take this down. All right. I'm about to get rid. No. No. First off, we had some really good Texans talk today. We had some really good Texans talk. You know what? Let me cut this on right quick. Let me see something. Okay. All right. We ain't going nowhere. Think about how many wide open misses there have been. I see your point. You have made a good point. Uh, let me ask you this, Senior Boble. Last weekend against Miami, I'll take you back, way back before time. If you take your love away from me, I'll go crazy. I'll go. Y'all don't remember Blackstreet? And that's how the song started. I mean, what we're gonna do right here is go back, way back in time. Oh baby, no, baby, no, baby, no, baby, no. Hey, so Senior Bubble, let me take you back to the Miami Dolphins game this past Sunday. You remember the down in the distance the Texans had before they ran the fake punt. You know what? This is what I like about. This is what I like about doing this, Senior Boble. Let's do something right quick, y'all. Y'all give me some time. I got a little more time. If y'all got a little more time, if y'all got time to hang out with me, throw it in the chat. Let me know because I got a little time before I have to be over the NRG. Let me show you something, Senior Bubbly. Mm, 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 mm. mm, 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 mm. Where is it? Where is it? Uh, was that the play? Where is the play? Hold on. Not the play before. Okay, so it wasn't the play before. Let me just do this. Uh, it wasn't the play before. What are we doing here? It wasn't the play before the fake punt. It was this play. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second, because I wasn't planning on this, but now that I'm here, we are here. Uh, okay, okay. Seeing Boba, you said think about how many wide open misses there have been in CJ in key moments. You're right. And so you're saying, yes, don't get me wrong. Every team has that. No team executes every play the right way. And you're right. You're right. But let's look at this 3rd and 2 call. Let me show you something, Senor Boble. Let's look at this call right here. You see this? This is in the first quarter. This is 3rd and 2 from the Miami 26. You see where they are, right? 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. You need 2 yards. This is Joe Mixon right here. Let's see. Do we want to go from here? We want to go from here. Well, let's just keep it from the sideline. Right? 3rd and 2. This is to keep it's 3rd down. They need 2 yards in order to keep this offensive drive going. Watch the play that Bobby calls. This would be your running back who can get you 2 yards. Right here. This is 3rd and 2. This is your running back. Hold on. Give me a second. So Bobby feels like he can create the mismatch. Bobby feels like he can create the mismatch. Right here. This play was doomed from the start. Watch this. You're going trips. You went trips right. Trips right to throw a wheel route back this way to your running back who can get you 2 yards. That was a terrible play call. This is terrible. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the players don't make mistakes. I'm not saying that Bobby calls a bad game all throughout the entire game. I'm not saying that. This is 3rd and 2.
Stroud is 4 of 4. To the air. Got him. Out of bounds. Mixon, and he was covered by the line.
You need another view? Let's look at it from this way. Now let's ask ourselves, Senior Boble, if you're 3rd and 2 and you're not going to run your running back, at least a running play, when you love to run the ball, this should be a running play. If you're not going to run the running play right here, right? And you have these, this is what I don't understand. Watch these routes over here. Watch these routes. You know what I feel like should have happened? This is just me though. If you're gonna run a wheel route, if you're gonna run a wheel route, run it here with your wide receiver in Tank Dell. Let him run behind. Let Robert Woods come here and make it look like he's going into a route, bump this guy off right here, and get Tank Dell going up the field this way. I know we're playing Monday morning quarterback. Everybody can be a quarterback when they go back and they look at these plays, but I would never run a wheel route with my with my running back on 3rd and 2. I'm either gonna run the ball, or if I'm gonna get him the ball, I'm gonna get him the ball right here, not on a wheel route. And you're running a wheel route. Watch. Look at this. This is your rookie, right tackle, going up against Chop Robinson. Watch how much pressure he gets. Waiting on this route to develop. You're still waiting on this route to develop. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna send your running back here, then who is this right here? Oh, that's Dalton Schultz, your tight end, who can come here and post up. Look at all this field. Look at all of this. You run a wheel route? I'm just saying. See your point? CJ could have made a better throw too. Not on the wheel route. Not on the wheel route. You different though. We don't get mad at you for showing up late. Now, AD, yes. You get a pass too. I missed an hour and work got in the way. I was in a meeting. Hey, that is, you know what? That is okay. But Corey and AD, they come in here right now. I'm firing their ass up for being late. You're okay. You get a pass. You get a pass. You see what I'm saying, though, Senior Boble? Hey, Lisa, y'all came in right at the time where I'm about to end the show and ask the question. Y'all, I was gonna ask the question up top, but then we started talking about Bill. Well, there's breaking news. For those of y'all just joining, you heard that Kenyon Green has been activated off the injury reserve onto the regular roster. So he's been activated. Then we started talking about how Bill Belichick going to be the head coach of the North Carolina football team is a money grab, and he gonna lose his woman to a social media influencer because she 24 and she about to be around other 24-year-olds. Then we I asked Travis Hunter to take me out the group chat because I don't want to be a part of no more of what him and his girlfriend got going on. Love who you love, but you can't get mad for people criticizing your life if you're making it public. Then we talked about the whole Patriot South model that the Texans were trying to follow. Now it looks like the Patriots want to become the Texans North. I asked the question, do you think that the blueprint for the Houston Texans is the Kansas City Chiefs and the future of their franchise? I also said that if Patrick Mahomes isn't available to go this week, and Carson Wentz is, I don't think the Texans are going to learn anything about Kansas City playing against them, especially somebody that they could potentially play again here real soon in the playoffs. And if Carson Wentz go, I think that the playbook is going to be very vanilla. And then y'all missed my great quote that I have. And I said, hold on, because I'm gonna put my cash app back up there just in case somebody want to send me $5. If y'all want to send me $5 for lunch, right? If you want to send me $5 for lunch, I'm pushing my cash app back up there. Y'all missed a great quote that I had, excuse me. that I want to clip up and I'm gonna put out. And I said that you don't put CJ Stroud in a created offense. You create an offense around CJ Stroud. And then I said, if y'all want to buy me lunch, just send me $5. Um, Send me $5. I can make it work. I'm gonna make it work. Remember on Friday on Friday when she told Smokey to go, Smokey mama told her go buy some cigarettes, and he's like, "This not enough." And what she said, make it enough. She said, make it enough. Right? Um, Tatum wings with Taco. I don't think the best shot at an offense created around CJ skills is with the hold on. I do think that our best shot at an offense created around CJ skills is what the staff we have. Yeah. You got to build it around them. And so I'm still taking, cash apps. I'm accepting cash apps. Somebody send me $5. Yeah, y'all, somebody send me $5 so we can eat. So I can eat today. Just oh wow. Just $5 will help you feed a starving Sarge today. Just $5. Look at poor Sarge. Doesn't he look famished? He looks hungry. He looks like he could use a sandwich from Angelo's. He looks like he could use a po' boy sandwich from Angelo's. Not no damn Walmart wings. I'm sorry for using profanity. But just looking at Sarge and how hungry he looks, he could definitely use someone buying him lunch today. Just $5 will help feed a starving Sarge as he heads over to NRG to bring you the best Texans content. He's one of the best, if not the best. Well, look, you all heard how he started the show. It sounded like he's angry, but that's just really how it is. You remember he said verbatim the line that Kendrick Lamar used on his latest album, GNX, on the song Man at the Garden, when he said at the end, "Why you think you deserve the greatest of all time, mother?" And he said that's how he thinks to other people. So just feeding, you know, just sending Sarge $5. Just $5 to his Cash App. He has it on the screen. You could feed him today, right? Please feed a starving Sarge. Thank you. All right. Now that I got my petty gang here. Hey, look, you know what? That's what I'm gonna start doing. Alexis, Miss Fisher, Sarah, Miss Jordan, um, Queen Ha. God dang it, I was supposed to be working on that. I'm gonna start saying, I'm gonna call y'all PG. I was really trying to keep it PG. My petty group. Y'all my petty group. Now that my petty group is here, let me go ahead and say this. I gotta ask this question before I go. And I need some answers before I get up out of here. I said, I asked, yes, the petty gang. PG. I was really trying to keep it PG. Yeah, y'all the petty gang. Y'all my petty gang for real, for real. PG. Marcus, you part of the petty gang too. Tay, you part of the petty gang too. Commissioner, like I got. Look, let y'all can y'all want us to get a y'all? You know what? I'm gonna see if I can get a design made. I'm gonna reach out to my boy. I'm gonna reach out to my boy Marcus. I'm gonna make sure to see if they can get you a red shirt. I might get some shirts made that say Big SAR Sports rated PG, and then in parentheses put petty gang. Now that my petty gang is here, right? Now that the petty gang is complete, right? I asked the question earlier. I'm gonna ask it again, and then I'm gonna tell my story, and then I'm gonna let everybody else, drop theirs in the comment, and we'll read them on here. I asked this question as a question of the day, on my Twitter page. What is the one lie you have told that some people still believe is true? What did 22 people hit that like button? Yeah. What is the one? What is the one lie you have told that some people still believe is true? All right. Okay. Y'all give me a second. Okay. Okay. Cause y'all said y'all want me to go first, right? Y'all want me to go first, right? Y'all want me to tell mine first, right? Oh, let me take this down. Oh shoot, not that. Take this down. Y'all want me to tell my one lie that I'm pretty sure that the lie I told to the young lady she still believes right now. Y'all want me to go first? Y'all let me know. Let me get a drink. If y'all want me to go first, y'all tell me to go first. But if you want to drop yours in the comments, we'll use those too. All right. So long time ago, long time ago. Hey, look, and don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. My PG, my petty game. When I start the Buzz and Petty podcast on Patreon, oh, I'm gonna need y'all there because it ain't gonna be nothing like Sports Talk with Big Sarge. You know what? I said it wrong. I'm gonna put the Buzz and Petty show, Buzz and Petty podcast, right? PG Petty Gang. When I start that Patreon and the Buzz and Petty Patreon, I'm gonna need all my PGs to be there, everybody in my Petty Gang to be there. Hold on. Negro, you lying right now. What do you mean you don't lie? You lying right now. There may or may not be a story behind my location on a particular New Year's night. All right. Hold on. Let me go first. All right. So way long time ago, right? Long time ago. Long time ago. Over 20 plus years ago. So me and my partner, we used to be roommates, right? We shared a 2-bedroom apartment. I started dating this young lady. She moved in with us, right? She moved in with us. So it's me, my partner, and my girl at the time. So during that time, I had a girlfriend. She was living with me. I ain't always been saved, sanctified, and filled with crown royal apple, y'all. I ain't always been saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. I haven't always the Sarge you see right now isn't the Sarge 20 plus years ago. So hold on. I'm gonna need all y'all to say this with me. I need you all to repeat after me verbatim in the comments. Ready? We listen and we don't judge. Say it with me. We listen and we don't judge. And we ain't gonna judge you for putting a lie over there that somebody still believe. Say it one more time. We listen and we don't judge. Okay. So I was thank you, Jack. Thank you. We listen and we don't judge. So Tay, I appreciate that. See you, Boble. Okay. So me and my partner shared a 2-bedroom apartment. My girl at the time lived with me. During that time, I was also working in education. This is why I tell you all, right? This is why I tell you all. And this is what's going to happen. Hey, look, if you came here for Texans Talk, it's done. It's over. The Texans Talk is done. Thank you for joining the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I appreciate it. The Texans Talk is finished. We ain't doing no more Texans Talk. Right now, this is a preview for the Buzz and Petty podcast. We listen and we don't judge. Thank you all who've joined. I appreciate you being here. I hope that the Texans talk that we had today really was informative, entertaining, and knowledgeable, and something that you can use at the sports bar, at the gym, and at the barbershop. Just tell them SARS told you. All right. So during that time, I was in education. And I've told you all this before. Teachers, administrators, paraprofessionals, custodians, nurses, secretary, administrative staff, librarians, volunteers, a lot of people who deal who are in the educational realm, they freaks. Sorry. There's a lot of things going on in education. A lot. A lot. There are a lot of things that go on at your kids' school, from these support staff, administration, teachers. It's a lot of freaky shit that be going on at these schools. I'm just telling you that right now. Hand over heart. So, that being said, I had my girlfriend that lived with me, who, by the way, was in education at the time too, but at another school. Now that I think about it, that's what Buzz and Petty. So I had my side chick, right? Actually, I had 3, but it's another story for another time. Don't we listen and we don't judge. Okay, so my main side chick, right? Now, how you saying to yourself, Sarge, how you have a main side chick and a main girl? Look, we listen and we don't judge. Just hear me out, okay? Just hear me out, right? Just hear me out. I had my main girl, and then I had my main side chick. Then the other ones was just like, ah. So one night, where I said I was supposed to be one place, I was at another. I was with my main side chick, and we did the horizontal mambo. We had relations, and I committed the one cardinal sin that you can't do when you're cheating. The one cardinal sin you cannot commit when you're cheating is you can't fall asleep. When you done, you gotta go. Especially if you live with your woman. That one cardinal sin you can't commit is you can't fall asleep. After y'all finish, you gotta go. You gotta go home. You gotta go home. Or you just got to get the hell up out of there. I fell asleep. I woke up and I was like, oh, dang. Looked over at my phone. I had like, I don't even know how many missed calls. I don't even know how many missed calls. So I'm like, dang. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go, right? I gotta get back to the house, right? Gotta get back to the house. I see you at school tomorrow. So I got in the car and I'm driving home, right? And I'm saying to myself, damn, she about to be pissed off. She's about to be mad. She about to be mad at me. So I'm driving. And then it hit me. Bam. The lie. Oh, the lie. And I just started putting it together. As I got closer and closer to the house, that lie started to come together. You know how they be showing on the TV shows where they have all these things in your mind, and then all of a sudden it just all start coming together? My mind looked like the Matrix, and then all of a sudden, oh, I was able to see everything. Get to the house. get out the car, roll around in the dirt, roll around in the grass, mess up my elbows, rip my shirt, walk into the house, right? She's sitting on the couch, pissed. Oh, I could see the steam coming off of her forehead. Oh, she was mad at me. Boy, she was so mad. Oh my God, she was mad. I knew she was so mad. I could see she was mad, and she was sitting in the dark. Oh, I knew she was mad. Oh, I knew she was mad. I could see in the dark. Cut the light on. As soon as I cut the light on, she's like, "Where in the oh my God, what happened to you? What happened? Why you look like that? What happened to your shirt? What happened?" And then I said, "Man, F the police, man. I can't stand the police, man. Man, them old racist cops, man. I can't believe what the police, man. Look what they did to me, right?" And so at the time, my partner was running this facility out in Pasadena, right? My partner was running this facility out in Pasadena, right? The facility had a gym, right? Facility had a gym. So I was like, man, I went out with name redacted. I was out there hooping, man. Then we came out to go to the cars, and the police gonna pull up, and the police gonna talk about, "Oh, look at y'all, how y'all get in that gym?" And my boy was like, "I got keys to the gym." "Yeah, whatever." I said, then they start roughing us up, man. Them old racist cops, man. Look what they did to me. I was lying so good that I started believing in myself, and I had to say, "Hey, Negro, you lying." I got angry. I got angry. I got angry. I was so mad. Oh my. Like I was mad like it really happened to me. Like it really, really happened to me. I was like, man, look what the police did to me. They ain't even want to believe us. They just gonna slam me in. Name redacted because he listens to this show. He's probably watching right now and he laughing because he know this story. Because the next day I had to tell him, "Hey man, this is the lie I told. You involved. Make sure. Let's go over it again." "Okay, you got it? Okay, let's go over it one more time, just in case she ever asks you, or just in case it's ever brought up." I was standing in the middle of the living room. I was hollering so loud, I woke my partner up. He came out, "Hey, you good, bro?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you about it later on, man." I said, "Let's just go in the room so we can finish talking about it. Hey, I need to take a shower, and my body hurt, man." Them boys was, and they just slammed. They was doing. I was just trying to tell them I didn't even have my ID. My ID was in the car. They wouldn't even let me go to the car. And then they had my phone. So when I got the phone back, I seen you had been calling, but I figured that you was asleep or something. So I just figured that I always wait till I get home and tell you all about this. To this day, I think that young lady still think that I got jumped by the cops. To this day, I still think that young lady think that I got roughed up by the cops. I mean, I'm trying to go to heaven. So me telling y'all this story, look, I already repented for this story. I asked God for forgiveness for this already. I asked him for forgiveness for the lie. I did. I asked him for forgiveness for the lie and for the cheating. Y'all, I was lying so good. Hey, y'all remember on Boys in the Hood? When what's Cuba Good Jr. character name on Boys in the Hood? Where he came in, he was swinging at the air. You remember that? He was swinging at that. What was Cuba? What was Cuba Good Jr. name on there? I can't remember what his character name was. I was I was mad. I'm telling y'all, I was lying so good that I made myself mad. I made myself mad, and I had to tell myself, "Hey, you lying, bro. It sounds great. It sounds amazing. You got to go through with the whole lie. Like you have to go through with the lie. Like you gotta live it. You had Trey. Thank you. Thank you. It was Trey. You got to live it. You have to become it. You have to be it. And I did. And I got myself out of trouble. Ta-da! Ta-da! Let me tell y'all something real quick, because I was vulnerable yesterday. I'm gonna have a small vulnerable moment. I was selfish. I was only thinking about me. I was thinking about me and me getting myself out of trouble. We live together. I can't explain that. I can't explain that at all. I can't explain that oh yeah. You know, I had fell asleep over at my I had fell asleep over in my other chick house. Yeah, yeah. I can't explain that. So I had to live the lie. I had to become the lie. Uh yeah. We listen and we don't judge. Now, let me see how y'all done judge my ass over here. Tell my teachers. Oh, wait a minute. Tyson, I had a teacher in my little school walk straight up to me. Tell me I smell good right in front of my old lady. They don't get it. It's a freaks. Oh, these postal workers is freaks too. What these niggas female jobs be? Oh wow. We listen and we don't judge. Yeah, go down to the city right now. If you got, hey, listen, let me tell you something. If you got, if you got a significant other that work for the county or the city, any county or any city, if they work for the county or the city, call them, check on them, pop up on them at work. I'm telling you something I know when I heard. Yeah, all in the dirt. Lie, and then when you can't lie no more, lie again. I couldn't use I got jump tape because I had a pistol. She know that I would have. No, she know I wasn't getting jumped, because then I'd have been calling her from the jail. Cause yeah. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. I feel like I should go like this. Hey, look. I even got me a little award. Not for that lie. This is just an award that I have, but none of this would have been possible without you. I'm talking to me. Thank you, J Rock. Finally, somebody agrees with me. She could have been lying to me about going to her mama house, and she could have been getting her back blown out somewhere. Hey, if I believe it, if I believe she was faithful, then I believe she was faithful. I know, right? Don't judge me. Don't judge me, y'all. Y'all don't know my life. Let's see. Hey, let me tell you something, BG. Not only did she believe it, I had to talk her out of calling the Pasadena Police Department to file a complaint. She wanted me to file a complaint. She was so mad. Said that just ain't right. Why they gonna treat why they treating black men like this? And I'm saying to myself, well, she kind of got a point. I mean, they may have treated some black men like that. I don't know why. If they treated black men like that, why? I just stopped talking because that's how people get themselves in trouble. If you tell the lie and the lie works, and I'm talking about this back in the day. Now I ain't doing all that. I ain't, first of all, I ain't doing all of that. I ain't mm-mm. I'm not even taking those penitentiary type chances. First of all, one, I love my wife. Two, my wife's an attorney. Three, she make my life a living hell. Four, she'd punch me. Ta-da! So, but how people get themselves in trouble is they keep talking and they keep talking and they keep talking. So some of y'all too young to remember a show called Columbo, where he was the detective that wore the beige, the tan trench coat all the time. Or Murder She Wrote with Angela Lansbury. Y'all know how they would always catch them? That they would keep talking to them and asking them questions over and over and over again. And then, boom, get themselves in trouble. Marcus talking about I'm the only angel in the chat. Sure you are. Thank you, Alexis. He lying right now. You lying? Thank you. So I say he a better magician than David Blaine. Ta-da! Hold on. My brother told his girl he had a meeting with the cartel, so he wouldn't be available. Wait, whoa. The cartel? Like the cartel. Like the cartel that'll take you out. She believe that? She believe that. Well, hell, Meg lied and said she left something at Kylie Jenner house to go back so she could see what Tory Lanez was doing. I have been delivered. That's one of my favorite videos when that dude do that. I've been delivered. I ain't gay no more. I like women's. Women's. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Y'all see that video where he did that? I have been delivered. I didn't even know delivered had a T in it. I ain't gay no more. I like women's. Women's. That's what I said. The cartel. I'm single. I'm working on me. Hell no, we ain't listening. Hey, but great show last night. I got a chance to catch some of it with you and Killer Cow. I'm a department director for a city, and the foolery is. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I know some city workers right now. Be telling me some stories. I'd be like, what? How y'all get away with that? Well, that is true. You work for the city. You know where all the hiding places are. I get it. She said, bring us some chicken nuggets, because that's all boneless wings are, right? Hey, Corey. Alexa said she wants some chicken nuggets. That was so good to this day when you told the story. I believe it. Hey, you can just get a 6-piece from McDonald's. They do 6 and 12. You know, just not you. Right. Oh man. So you might have gotten your rights. Oh man. Oh man. And when she leaves, she gonna leave with half. She ain't going nowhere. We together. We together. We together. Mm-mm. She divorced me and get married. All three of us gonna stay in that house together. Hey, what's up, bro? She our wife. I ain't going nowhere. You think I keep showing up? Mm-mm. We together forever. She can't leave me. I'm too annoying. I am very annoying to her. I think that's one of the traits she likes about me. There's nothing wrong with nuggets. Yeah, nuggets. Boneless wings, though, they just nuggets. All right, y'all got to get up out of here, man. Hey, let me ask y'all something, though. Y'all ready for the Buzz and Petty podcast in 2025? Because that's going to be good. That's going to be good. Because, like, I'm going to tell y'all in 2025 on the Buzz and Petty podcast, I'm going to tell you about my boy, God rest his soul. One of my best friends passed away. I think in 2021, maybe. One of my best friends. Oh, I'm gonna tell y'all about some of the. That boy could lie so good. I told him, "Hey, bro, when you talk to me, we need a witness, cause I don't know. You may be lying to me. I'll make sure." He's like, "Man, I ain't lying to you." This dude lies so good. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good trait to have. I'm not saying y'all listen, these just stories. I'm not saying that I'm proud of them at all. I'm just telling you these just stories and this stuff we'll be talking about on Buzz and Petty Podcast. This Negro had an invoice. Let me take that back. He had created a template of an invoice to David Taylor Cadillac. I think that's what it was called, David Taylor Cadillac. This Negro had a template of an invoice. And all he would do is he'd take him to David Taylor, let him look at a Cadillac, let him test drive a Cadillac, ask him if that's the one they wanted, that's the one they like, whatever the case may be. So, of course, he was lying to him, making him think he had more money than he did. This Negro had a template of an invoice. They go and they see, then he go and get all the information, put all of it in there, put fake numbers or whatever the case may be, and string them along, tell them that the had to be ordered. And then when it was almost time for the gig to be up, he'd have somebody call him, not me. I told him, "Hey man, I can't, I got a daughter. I can't, I ain't in this." This Negro would have somebody call him like they were part of the freight company and tell him, put him on speakerphone and say, "Mr. Such and such, we just calling to inform you that in the midst of transporting your new vehicle, we had an accident and the truck turned over. So your truck was damaged or your car was damaged. And it was damaged in the process. And so we're getting with the dealer right now and we're going to see about how we can rectify this. But we know that that car was made to order. So they're probably going to just have to probably a couple of more months for you to be able to get it because they have to make it all over again, which bought him a couple of more months until it was time for him to stop messing with her." Yeah. We're going to talk about that. Ha, ha, ha. When we get together, ain't no leaving. You can stand me. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. I don't endorse it. I'm just telling y'all what happened. And hopefully, look, let me tell y'all something. I give my daughters the game. Hell, I'm start teaching my granddaughters the game. Because the one thing that my partner used to say who passed away, one thing he used to always say is this. He had a daughter. He ended up having a daughter too. And he used to say all the time, I ain't they daddies. It ain't my job to uh I ain't, that's not hold on, Corey. That's not snitching. I'm telling stories. These things that happened over 20 plus years ago. That ain't snitching. Snitching is if I told on you today. If I said Corey line, he ain't at no Walmart. He had Miss Wonders. My partner used to say, I ain't they daddy. It ain't my job to teach them the game. That's that ain't my job. It's their daddy job to teach it, or their uncle, or some male in their life. It's their job to teach them the game, not mine. And this is before he had a daughter. He's like, if I have a daughter, oh, she gonna know. I'm tell her everything and teach her and tell her to bring her little dudes around here. Exactly how I was. Hey, that's how I am now. Hey, who the little dude? Let me holler at you for a second, bro. Cause I can peep game. If you can peep game, you can peep game. I can peep game from a mile away. When Mila was living, because Mila was country. They had never really been out. She had been to Houston for a while, but they had never really been out of Lee County, Georgia. Country. My my daughters now, hey, I can only tell it to you. It's your decision. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you how. I'm telling you the game. And I'm telling you, if I'm picking up on game, I'm gonna tell you, hey, let me give you a prime example. One of my daughters, one of my daughters, her oldest son is by a guy who I said, I don't like this dude. Why you don't like him? He's never been nothing but respectful to you, and he ain't never been nothing but respectful to you, and he hasn't disrespected you, this, that, and other. I said this in front of him. He smiles too much. She's like, what you mean he smiles too much? I said he smiles too much. He smiles too much, and you're right. I listen. I like the fact that he's not disrespectful, but I'm peeping him. And she's like, what you mean? I said, because how he acts is exactly how I would act if I knew that I wasn't up to no good. I see right through this dude. Like this dude ain't no good. What y'all think happened? To this day, she hates his guts. Can't stand him. Hates his guts. I think he got 2 other kids. I think one of them kids and my grandson may be like a year apart. And 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 it's rumors that he may have been in some situations like a Diddy party. And I told her, do not mess with this dude. He is no good. Now, his parents take very good care of my grandson. They take very good care. But I told her, this dude is no good for you. Do not get involved with this dude. And she did anyway. And then she gonna come back to me and it's like, I should have listened to you. Yeah, I know. I know. Should have. So as I digress, like my partner say, it wasn't his job to teach him the game. That's somebody else's responsibility. That's why I try to do my best to help. That's why, not my grandbabies. Shh, I'm be in the mall with them. Hey, Papa, can I go to the mall? Sure. I'll drop you off. And I'm gonna go park on the other side, and then I'm gonna be watching. All right. Can't be overbearing. Can't be too too strict because they're rebelling. You know what? That's another story for another time. Hold on. We are bearing witness. Got Corey looking over his shoulder. Game recognized granddaddy. You looking real unfamiliar. Oh, you gonna get her cheddar biscuits, but the fam can't even get cheddar biscuits. Y'all don't know nothing about Boondocks. Game recognized game granddaddy. You looking unfamiliar. All right, man. All right. Yes, sir. We're gonna have to talk about that. And I hope I'm making up for the time I missed with y'all. I hope I'm making up. You've been tuned to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Big Sarge Media. Follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because we do everything for the gram. Thank you all for joining me. Wow. See y'all tomorrow. I'm out.
Hard work.